Hey guys, Robert here, and I'm with Shane from ROA Offroad, and he's going to tell us about this awesome trailer that we're in right now.
Yeah, so this actual trailer it's called a Pause. It's a brand new, I want to say manufacturer/division. It's not really a brand new manufacturer. Okay. It comes from one of the big manufacturers in America. It's Forest River, which is owned by Berkshire Hathaway. Big company. Generally not known for making the best trailers.
Oh. Not a good lead off right there.
Not quite. It's just quite. I'm just being frank, right?
Uh-huh.
So ROA Offroad, we're out of Utah. We have some stores all over the country now. We got into the off-road space about 8 years ago. Off-road trailers, right? Started importing some stuff from Australia, and they reached out to us about 3 years ago and said, hey, we want to get into this space, and it looks like you guys are already like selling a lot of different brands. And we're like, yeah, but we don't want to work with you because you're Forest River.
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep, sign your name to a good company,
Yeah, it's because our reputation, like when you marry up with another company, if theirs is bad and yours is good, sometimes they drag you down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've seen that with some, we're not going to mention their names today, but yeah. But you guys have definitely a good quality, trailers I saw outside today. But this one in particular, this is very new. So can you tell me a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so this is brand new. So they have about 9 models now in the last 2 years that they've been developing and releasing. This is brand spanking new today at the show. It's a Pause. It's called a Pause Reboot, and it's a 14.3. So it's a 14-foot box. A lot of people, the first units that they produced were just like, there was no attention to weight. It was just like, make it robust, strong, and we want to make sure it's the best thing out there.
Make it bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly. And so, the designer, the guy behind these builds, he would go to SEMA and be like, that's a Jeep bumper. That's cool. Let's throw it on. 1,000 pounds. It's like, what? And so it was like, some of their trailers are like 8,000 pounds.
Still pushing down the weight.
Yeah, so a lot of people were like, man, this is an off-road trailer. Like, can't you make lighter trailers?
Yeah, especially because most of the off-road vehicles, you're towing them with either a Jeep or something along those lines,
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Jeep towing rating, I don't think is that much. I think they were like 3,600 pounds?
Yeah, like a Wrangler. Like the Gladiators are pushing 7,000 if you get the right model.
Exactly, with the towing package, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one I found to be really interesting, because like I said, this is new actually, this is like the first time you guys are showing off at this event, Grand.
Yeah, for sure. If you're watching this video, you're probably seeing it for the very first time, so it's kind of an exclusive peek. And this one, they finally brought out a trailer that's relatively light. It's not like a teardrop light, but 6 ceilings. It's big.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, in this, when I was standing up in here, I can stand clear as day and not hit my head, which is a great thing. Those teardrops, you better be small and know how to fold yourself to get in.
Oh, for sure. And so this one, like, the weight on it is just over 4,500 pounds.
Wow, that's light for a trailer.
Yeah, and 600 watts of solar on the roof.
Oh, you can run for weeks at a time then.
Yeah, no issue. You over 500 amps of lithium. It's battle-born lithium. Full Victron system.
Yeah.
Super cool. Solar charge controllers. You can actually run the air conditioner off grid.
Yeah, that's amazing. Especially like I said, if you're depending on the area you're at. Let's say you're by Lake Havasu, or not if you want to be there in the summer, but you'll be comfortable at least if you were.
Yeah, for sure. And it won't run it indefinitely, so you have to monitor the batteries, right? Mm-hmm. But before going to bed, you can take the chill off. I just went to Moab a couple weeks ago, and I ran the air conditioner all that I wanted. So like one day I ran it for like 7 hours, the other day was 4 hours, right before going to bed.
Yeah.
And I never died.
That's amazing right there. I gotta say, just like that little attention to detail, like having a robust power system is actually really important, especially like in this situation, you're running a microwave, your refrigerator, and other electronics. Now the good part, LEDs do help play a lot into that to help save power over time, but
everything is getting more and more efficient with lithium and anything, right?
Yes.
So like fridge, it's a 12-volt refrigerator, right? Super efficient.
That is, yeah.
The other cool thing is the insulation. The way they build and construct these walls is very unique, unlike any other traditional trailer, or even a lot of the off-road trailers. A lot of people are moving to these composite walls, which is great. They're not always as rigid.
Yeah.
And then other manufacturers will just do aluminum walls, which then you lose
A lot of insulation right there.
insulation,
alone.
right?
Yeah.
Hot and cold through. They can't like. There's a reason why radiators are aluminum, right?
Exactly, for a reason.
They conduct or dissipate
It
heat.
dissipates heat a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, so the way they've designed these is they actually have a really cool foam insulation barrier that goes across the entire exterior of the trailer, and then inside, recessed in, they have the aluminum studs with foam in between there as well, and it's fiberglass exterior, fiberglass interior.
Wow.
Which is really great because that's really helps for heat transfer. You can't transfer the heat in.
So tell me a little bit about the frame, because I saw you guys did something a little bit different than any other manufacturer out there right now.
Yeah, so most frames you're going to see steel. In the U.S., a lot of times it's going to be powder coated. If you're lucky, maybe hot dip galvanized. They wanted to go with something that was really corrosion proof, won't rust. Going off road, you're dragging it. So even if you powder coat it, you're going to scrape off that powder coating, and it's going to start rusting.
Every time, especially go to King of the Hammers.
Oh yeah, exactly right.
Exactly, yeah.
So they decided to choose aluminum, very thick, 1/4 inch and 3/4 in some areas. It is a Morite. Is the company that actually designed the frame.
Okay.
And they put this through a military track test. Actually, it's called the Navistar out of Ohio.
Oh,
it's where they run Humvees and other military equipment.
I'm very familiar with military grade.
Oh yeah, so they took this frame, ran it, and they say they believe it's like an equivalent of 100,000 miles of usage on this test track. Suspension system is Moride. There's 2 different options, and it's air suspension, or you can do a rubber shear spring. So it's all independent.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a big pro right there.
Yeah.
Makes it so it doesn't tip over so easily on the trail.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take that impact differently. You hit a pothole, it's gonna articulate side to side.
But more importantly, your cabinets aren't going to fly open right away. At least either too.
Well, yeah, especially because these have these locking latches.
I've noticed that. Actually, it's really handy. That way it's like everything stays in place.
Yeah.
Somewhat at least.
Yeah, I've owned campers my whole life. I grew up camping, and I took an RV out with a bunch of friends and took a sharp turn, cabinet open because there was no locking latches.
Yeah.
Jar of pickle juice flew out, shattered. Oh, it was the worst, right?
And then you're finding it that night, shards in your bed.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, we found the glass, but it smelled like pickle juice all weekend long.
Oof.
And that was gross. That wasn't going away anytime soon. So no, there's a lot of attention to detail. From the frame, we were talking about the frame and how it's aluminum, and it's huck riveted, so there's no welds in it. All the way up to the cabinetry, the locking latches. There's a lot of details to really, hopefully, make it more off-road capable and not fall apart on you.
Yes, definitely. I did notice that. Like I said, seeing those rivets was a little bit different for me, but I get why. It's quality control too. That they're aiming for that. This one guy, or a team of guys that may be interchangeable can rivet at the same time and keep it structurally the same across all the ones they make.
Well, yeah, and you even mentioned it in another trailer we were just looking at. You were like, I don't like that weld, and I was like, see, that's the reason why they chose huck riveted. And huck riveted is, you see it in airplanes, you see it in bridges, you see it in semi trucks, and these are vehicles that get millions of miles on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so that was the reason, is for vibration, and it allows it to shift a little bit. Move.
Yeah.
And the welds don't allow as much flex,
No,
right?
yeah, especially for your off-roading thing, it needs to have a little bit of give because they will get off camber on certain roads, and they will. It's not like a lot with this one, but yeah, definitely though.
Yeah.
Speaking of off camber though, you guys come up with some beefy hitch mounting. I saw, on this one.
So this is. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Keep going. Actually.
No, yeah, this is something unique and exclusive, and this is what was so cool is we have been working with manufacturers that import from Australia, China, whatever. People are importing lots of stuff over to the U.S. off-road.
Yeah.
And they're just as a hodgepodge of buy this there, buy that there, and let's stick it together, right? When this manufacturer came out, they're like, we're American, we want to make it American. So we're going to design and engineer it in America and make it in America. And so he came up with this. He's like, articulating hitches. We're all the Cruise Master. It's Australian, right? You have a lot of different cool make hitches, Australian. You have polyblocks, Australian, right? So he's like, I don't want to ship something from Australia. I want to make something in America.
Oh yeah.
But it has to be articulating.
Yeah, honestly, dude, I looked at the thing. That thing's massive. That thing's not coming off.
No, that thing is very robust. It's a 3 5/16 ball.
Oh wow.
Which is the largest ball you can get on a travel trailer. And a lot of people are like, well, it's off-road, you don't want a ball. And I'm like, the thing is that has a mechanism that pulls up, slides out, and it allows it to articulate side to side,
Yes.
up and down. Does everything that Australian hitches do, but it's made in America.
Not only that, it's just really robust, and that's what this guy was aiming for with this. I could tell with this company, they made it light but reliable.
Yes, yeah. This is their lightest model, but you haven't. The cool thing is when they started with the heaviest and most expensive, it's kind of an interesting model. Is you make it really strong, and then you can easily start removing things to get it lighter, but you don't compromise on the things that are most important.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is your bed, your fridge, and your heating source, whatever you cook food with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. And it has everything. It really has indoor kitchen, outdoor kitchen. It has all like the creature comforts. Yeah, creature comforts, right? Where you can really go out and enjoy yourself. I love going outdoors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But when you have something where you can come in and sleep nice and have your food, and I always talk, when I used to go camp, it was always ice chests, and it doesn't matter, even if you don't open the packages, it feels like everything gets
everything's water
waterlogged.
damage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you throw the food away. This is like, I'm always like done with the trip. Oh, we have extra food. It just goes into our fridge.
Exactly.
The fridge to fridge.
Same here. Once I changed to from ice chest to fridge too, same thing. I didn't waste as much food.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, definitely.
So I love that. Yeah, I'm always, so there's just so many cool things. I mean, you're seeing it in the industry. This industry, the Overland, the off-road industry has just exploded in the last decade, right?
Yes.
And a few, 8 to 10 years ago, there was almost nothing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. What I saw the big catalyst over the last few years was 2020. Granted, that was a terrible year for everybody. The pandemic really took a dent.
Yeah.
But this community actually blew up overnight. It seemed like. But again, that was the one thing you could do during the pandemic. Remember that?
Yeah.
Go out and camp.
Yeah, for sure.
And in some cases, like, I think nurses were renting RVs and trailers to live in them while they were working, so they wouldn't potentially infect their family.
Yeah, for sure. That and that was, so it's just the industry overall boomed, off-road and camping and trailers in general. But this industry, it's been exciting to see not just small mom and pop shops getting into it, but even bigger companies coming in, because there's just more financial stability where they can back it, they can do the R&D on it, and we're now in business going on 17 years, ROA Off-Road, right?
Yeah.
And at one point you start out as this scrappy startup,
Hey.
your mom and pop, and you grow and grow and grow. Something that I've noticed though is though in hard times, it's hard to warranty, like some of these little manufacturers.
Oh yeah.
And the financial instability, sometimes they go out of business, they go bankrupt. Like this company's not going anywhere.
No, definitely, it's not going anywhere.
Debt-free, billion-dollar company, so they're going to be here to support the product for years. And
Yes.
years. And that's, to me, that's a peace of mind.
Definitely. You always want to buy, rely on that. Good company that will stand behind their product every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you again. It's been a pleasure having you, and interviewing you. All right. Hey, guys, my name's Robert, and... Sorry. Shane, sorry.
Yeah.
I almost said Sean, sorry.
No, that's okay.
But from ROA America, guys. Check them out, guys, it's roaamerica.com.
Yeah, it's ROA Off-Road or RVs of America.com, either one. And we actually have a YouTube channel too, so
Yep.
ROA Off-Road.
ROA Off-Road. Check them out, guys. And you guys, we'll catch you in the next one.